All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. AJ Gonsi and Kevin Reed on the front row. David Gorman and Richie Joplin on the second. Jeff Hinkle, Mark Nelson have the third row. Brandon Springer and Albie Hewins on the fourth row. Rick Sargent and Cody Kennedy rounding out your top 10. Aaron Mason starting in 11th with Mike Smith in 12th. Vern Springs starting in 13th. Gerald Thanos Poole at 14th. Mark D'Antuma starts 15th. And Michael Dow rounds out the 16-car field here at Gateway. $115 laps. Lap number 37 is when we'll get the competition caution. All the drivers getting onto the grid, ready to go. Take a moment, make sure you hit that like, follow, subscribe. Most importantly, hit that share button. Invite your friends and family. Pace car is rolling. All the drivers hit around one pace lap here. One and a quarter miles around this track. 11 degrees of banking in 1 and 2. 9 degrees of banking in 3 and 4. 3 and 4, a lot tighter turn than 1 and 2. But entry into turn 1, that can get sketchy. Multiple grooves at both ends of the track. I mean, these drivers have a lot of options when it comes time to make a move. Pace car is in. AJ brings them down. Green flag is in the air there, away at Gateway. AJ quickly gets up. Oh! Kevin Reed keeps him from coming all the way up the track. Saw a lot of drivers getting loose out of the turns on cold tires in practice. Will that be a problem here tonight? Garmin drifts up into Kevin Reed. Richie has nowhere to go. Caution is out. Let's take a look at this incident again. There's Kevin as he goes off into 3 and 4. Garmy pushes down into the turn, drifts up. Richie Joplin fortunately able to slow down, but Kevin Reed got a lot of the wall. Mark D'Antuma doing that from the back challenge. Picked up a lot of spots here. He went all the way to the grass. Garmin is headed on to pit road. I expect Kevin Reed. No, Kevin has not gone to pit road yet. The front end of Kevin's car looks a little banged up, but not too bad. Looked like the right front took some damage. The back end just got a little bit of a tap. Reed may be okay. Richie Joplin, meanwhile, manages to sneak by into second. Jeff Hinkle now to third. Mark Nelson in fourth. Albie Hewins in fifth. Brandon Springer, Cody Kennedy, Mike Smith, Rick Sargent, and Aaron Mason rounding out your top 10. Biggest mover so far, Mike Smith up 4 spots into 8th. Lights go out. They begin to stack back up for the restart. AJ Gotze, Richie Joplin have the front row now. A lot of drivers not here this evening. I do not see Wild Bill. I do not see Nick Sorensen. Only one Springer in the field tonight. Pace car is in. AJ Gotze in control of the restart. He is in the zone. Fires. Green flag is in the air. Albie Hewins, Cody Kennedy get a little bit of a slow start. That outside line did not. Cody now shoots up. What a move right in front of Aaron Mason. Mike Smith goes too deep into 3 and 4, drifts all the way up to the wall. Manages to pull it back down. Cody has a look underneath. Mark Dantuma already up a couple of spots. Has got the back bumper of Gerald Thanos Poole at the moment. AJ Gotze so far has the fastest lap. Jeff Hinkle way up the track. Keep an eye on Hinkle. This is one of those tracks where tire wear is an issue as he goes by Richie. Richie has a bobble out of 4. Brandon Springer now to 4th. The Mark Nelson now in 5th. Rick Sargent starting to peek out behind Mike Smith. Multiple different lines being ran, especially through 3 and 4. Rick Sargent on the bottom, little loose, but he picks up the spot from Mike Smith. Mike has the momentum on the high side. That is the battle for ninth. Close call right behind between Vern Spring and Gerald Poole. Albie Hewins still running the bottom and still making it work. Looks back underneath Cody Kennedy. AJ Gotze still out front. Hinkle in 2nd. Richie in 3rd. Brandon Springer sits in 4th. Mark Nelson in 5th. Cody Kennedy, though, looking underneath the Mark Nelson. Hey, good evening, Kevin. Aaron Mason in 8th. Now Rick Sargent back to 9th. Mike Smith in 10th. David Garman, after bringing out that first caution on lap 1, dropped to the tail end of the field, already making it 3 wide as he moves forward. Garmy back up into 12th. Kevin Reed also got caught up in that early caution after qualifying in second place. I do know some of the drivers we're talking about, it is much easier to drive this track in clean air than it does behind somebody. The air does terrible things on this track with this car. Mark Nelson still trying to hold off Cody Kennedy. Brandon Springer has slipped by both of them, now up into 4th. Albie Hewins has pulled up into 7th place, right behind this battle for 6th. 5th and 6th as they go at it. They've been going at it since lap 1. Cody sends it a little bit deeper through 3 and 4. Mark will have the run on the eyes. No! Cody manages to clear, slide up, and take the position. Now Albie has a run under Mark Nelson. Gerald Poole already on the move, up 4 spots into the top 10, setting his sights on Rick Sargent, but David Garman and Mark Dantuma right behind. Mark Dantuma back in 12th place, has passed 165 cars officially this season. Will be donating $1 for every car he passes to the MS Society. That is going to be a huge chunk of change. He's already picked up 4 this evening. Michael Dow appears to have had a problem a moment ago. Also looks like there was some excitement between Rick Sargent and Mike Smith. Oh, Rick just disappeared. Cody Kennedy now going at it with Brandon Springer. This time Cody looks on the high side. Meanwhile, out front, AJ Gonsi pulls out 0.6 of a second. Richie Joplin right on Jeff Hinkle's back bumper. Richie now looks to the high side through 1 and 2. Mark Nelson now holds 6, but Albie Hewins on the attack. Aaron Mason now up to 8th, and Garmy in 9th. He's looking back underneath. Oh, Garmin, slide job. This is one of those tracks where the dirt guys do really, really well because they can use that slide job like Mark Dantuma just did. Dantuma now up 6 spots into 9th. Aaron Mason losing a couple of spots to the dirt guys on a single lap. Now Dantuma under Gorman and looks under Albie. Dantuma now to 8th. Dantuma came in tonight second in points despite every race this season starting at the back. AJ Godsey currently sits in the lead and is growing that lead now to 0.8 of a second over Hinkle. Hinkle has started to pull a little bit of a gap on Richie. Oh, Cody Kennedy loses it out of 2. Gets her gathered up, but Brandon Springer is going to have the run on the high side. The drivers were talking about the tires here go away very quickly. Looking at AJ Godsey's last lap, a 35.88. His fastest, a 34.66. They have lost almost 1.25 seconds in 20 laps due to worn tires. When the competition caution comes out, lap 37, everybody's going to want 4 fresh Goodyears. Mark the man, Dan Tuma underneath the Mark Nelson. It is Marky Mark. And Dan Tuma now to 6th place. Cody Kennedy still holding on to 5th, right behind Springer. Did he use up that right rear is the question. Richie Joplin sitting in 3rd, staying about a half second behind Hinkle. He is not pushing the issue here. Aaron Mason back in 10th is closing the gap on Albie Hewins. Rick Sargent is right there as well. Gerald Poole lurking back in 12th. Sargent goes deep into 3. Almost gets the left rear on Aaron Mason. Now Sargent has a run underneath. Aaron Mason has the advantage on the high side. Will have the momentum out of the turn. It is easy to pass on the high side in 1 and 2 and on the bottom in 3 and 4 here. But it is rare that you can get those lines in a battle. Gerald Poole now looking underneath Rick Sargent as Sargent goes up the track. Mark Nelson now drifting back into 6th as Garmin closing in. This definitely is a track that favors the dirt guys, as Mark Dantuma is now looking underneath Cody Kennedy. Dantuma clears Kennedy now into 5th, sets his sights on Brandon Springer. Caution is out. Caution is out, lap 25 for Gerald Poole. And it looks like Aaron Mason may have been caught up. Gerald on the high side, Aaron on the bottom, out of turn 2. Gerald snaps loose, clips the right rear, sends Aaron for a spin. Does look like Aaron made it through pretty cleanly. Very little damage to that car. No! He ends up going into the outside wall. And thanks to Gerald Poole and Flaming Karma Paint Shop, we have a fun new little toy to play with here tonight, folks. Check this out. The Blimp Cam. Now you'll get all your views and all our broadcasts from the How to Suck at iRacing Blimp. As they continue to pace around, looks like Aaron Mason is fast repairing 4 tires and fuel. 10 laps to go until the comp caution. And will allow the drivers that stop and take 4 tires will have a bit of an advantage. Mike Smith also getting some repairs done. AJ Gonsey still in the lead. Jeff Finkel in second. Richie Joplin in third. Brandon Springer fourth. Dan Tuma now in fifth. Cody Kennedy in sixth. Mark Nelson seventh. David Garman eighth. Albie Hewins in ninth. Rick Sargent in 10th. Aaron Mason, Mike Smith, both on pit road, 4 tires and fuel. With about, when the green drops, it'll be about 9 laps till the competition caution. How far can Aaron and Mike get through this field on 4 fresh Goodyears? Remember, the leaders had already lost 1 1/4 seconds on their tires after 20 laps. 2 drivers in the field with fresh tires, likely going to be charging through here. And hey, it's a restart, a perfect time for you guys to crank it up. So when they when the green drops, we're going to shut up. Y'all crank up the volume. Here we go. Green back in the air. That's what over 10,000 horsepower sounds like. Aaron Mason has already picked up about 5 spots, up to 12th. Mike Smith has not picked up any. I have to wonder if he saved a set and is running on that original set of tires. AJ still has the lead. Richie Joplin has now moved into second. Hinkle in third, battling with Brandon Springer. Mark Dantuma holds on to 5th despite a close battle with David Garman. Cody Kennedy now back in 7th. Mark Nelson holds 8th. Rick in 9th. And Kevin Reed, despite the trouble early on, has fought his way back into 10th. Oh, and look who's behind Kevin now. Aaron Mason up to 11th. 4 fresh tires getting him all the track position here. Richie Joplin has been in the top 3 all night long. Come into the night 4th in points. And he is right behind Jeff Hinkle in the points. Just 3 points behind after last week. But Brandon Springer now looking underneath Hinkle for 3rd. Hinkle managing to hold him off up top. Mark Dantuma now up the middle, 3 wide. And Dantuma is going to clear Brandon Springer. Now looking underneath Jeff Hinkle as Garman looks to the high side. Garman went way too deep into 3, lost a lot of ground. AJ Godsey in the lead. 7/10 of a second over Richie. Dantuma and Hinkle door to door for 3rd. Dantuma backs out of it for the moment. The top 2, a little bit of breathing room, back to Hinkle in 3rd. Aaron Mason is now caught up to 9th place. Rick Sargent, but with about a lap and a half before, about a half lap before the caution. DJ, I have to agree, Dantuma is on fire tonight. Could tonight be the night he finally gets the from the back challenge into victory lane? Caution is out, the competition caution. Richie Joplin in 2nd, Mark Dantuma up 12 spots into 3rd. Hinkle now to 4th, Garmy in 5th. Now everybody will be in 4 tires and fuel. Everybody heads to pit road. They have to take the long way around under caution. AJ Godsey leads them in. And apparently Aaron Mason is going to stay out. That is a gutsy move right there. Waiting for drivers to complete their stops in. We'll get a quick word with Kevin Reed. Kevin now rolling off pit road. Looks like in 11th. Hey, Kevin, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, what's up, Doug?
Hey, a rough start to this, but man, what a comeback.
Yeah, getting there.
And as I recalled before the race, you did not like this track.
I did not, and I have no idea how I threw down that qualifying lap other than my computer froze and I restarted it and went out and qualified. I don't know.
Did you Hail Melon on the qualifying lap?
No, I didn't do that. I knew I would get disqualified for that, but
well, at least you can say you'll have the second fastest lap ever here due to that.
Well, I wouldn't even take credit for that. We were playing around.
Well, man, great comeback so far. Good luck for the rest of this one.
Thanks, Doug. I'm going to try to get up there.
Good luck, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Kevin Reed currently in 11th. Aaron Mason will control the restart here. He's got to nail this restart, not spin the tires, and get in front of AJ very, very quickly. He's also got Richie Joplin, Mark Dantuma right behind him. Aaron Mason's tires about 12 laps older than everybody else. Richie Joplin blinking. He may have disappeared. There he is. Aaron is in the zone. He fires and green is in the air. A little wheel spin on the start. Richie Joplin already down to the bottom. Briefly 3 wide through 1 and 2. Richie Joplin down to third. Dantuma in second, challenging for the lead. Aaron gets it up to speed on the back straightaway to hold fourth, but here comes Gorman and Hinkle. Cody Kennedy now up to 6. Aaron Mason holds on to 7. Brandon Springer, Mark Nelson right behind. Aaron cannot find a place to get back down in line. Now he falls in line behind Springer. Should be able to hold there. AJ Godsey back to the lead. Mark Dantuma in second. Richie Joplin in third. Just set the fastest lap of the race. 34.56. Keep an eye on Jeff Hinkle during this run, the king of tire saving. Will he fire it up and come forward late in this race? Now David Gorman beats Richie Joplin's lap by 1/10 of a second, 34.46. Oh, Garmy loose out of 2. Or was that just a power move down to the bottom? Holy cow. Talk about an aggressive throw to the bottom. It looked like he lost the car, but made it work. Mark Dantuma still sits in second. Richie Joplin in third. Garman couldn't clear him. Cody Kennedy in 5th, reeling them in. Brandon Springer now in 6th. Mark Nelson back up to 7th. Hinkle has drifted back to 8th. Kevin Reed now up to 9th. Rick Sargent in 10th. Aaron Mason has to be hoping for a quick caution here. He got to lead, picking up some bonus points, but man, it has hurt staying out on those tires. Two distinctly different lines between the top two as they go around. Kyle, I kind of figured you guys needed a caution. Rick Sargent sitting back in 10th. Kevin Reed now to 9th, sets his sights on Hinkle. Albie Ewan still lurking, as is Gerald Poole. Mike Smith was moving forward earlier in the race, but has dropped back now into 13th. AJ Gonsi so far has led the most laps. Has led every green flag lap out here tonight. But Mark D'Antuma has come from 15th to 2nd place. Richie Joplin has lurked in the top 3. Garmin started in 3rd, quickly went all the way to the back and fought his way back up to 4th. Cody Kennedy currently runs in 5th after starting in 10th. Mark Nelson started in 6th, currently running in 6th. Same with Brandon Springer in 7th. Jeff Hinkle started in 5th, drifted back a little bit, but we saw this in that first run. Hinkle drifts back a little bit in the early going, saves some tires, and marches forward late. Kevin Reed currently in 9th, Rick Sargent in 10th. Cody Kennedy is closing in on that top 4 at the moment. Mark D'Antuma not letting the leader out of his sight. Richie Joplin also staying within striking distance and so far able to hold Gourmets off. But Cody Kennedy is closing in. Rick Sargent, Kevin Reed now battling for 9th place. A little bobble out of Rick off turn 2. Now Albie's going to go on the attack. Rick loses a lot of positions. Albie up underneath for 9th. Gerald Poole lurking right behind. Rick Sargent drifting back to 12th. Mike Smith is right there. Michael Dow also back there trying to make his way forward. Vern Spring all alone, as is Aaron Mason on those older tires. Kevin Reed now shuffled back to 11th as Albie Hewins now to 9th. Gerald Thanos Poole up to 10th. Mark Dantuma stays within a half second of AJ. Richie right there behind him. Garmy right behind Richie. Cody Kennedy lurking about 1.1 seconds back from Gorman. The field really starting to spread out here. Outside of the top four, who are all still pretty much within striking distance, the field is really starting to split up as folks battle it out. There is a second group back here, led by Albie Hewins in 9th. And Albie is gaining ground on Jeff Hinkle and Brandon Springer. And good evening to Nicole. That's what she said. Greasel in race control. I'm willing to bet Nicole has her hands full now. With the announcement last week that Jared Heasley is stepping down from running BRR, Mark the Man Dan Tuma will be taking over. Looking forward to seeing what is to come. I know Nicole will be a big part of that. Cody Kennedy is starting to lose ground on the lead four. Now 1 point. Oh! Garmin getting a little out of shape there, but dirt tracking it out of turn 2. AJ still has about a half-second lead on Mark Dantuma. This may come down between these four at the front to pit strategy and who conserves the most. The drivers were talking about 52 to 57 laps on a tank of fuel. All the drivers will be within their window in the next 5 laps. But they have to stretch that set of tires. They may likely only get one more stop tonight. If this stays green, you definitely don't want to make more than one stop. However, the fall off is so dramatic at this point. All the drivers losing 1.5 seconds per lap. This may be one of those tracks where a driver could short pit, make up all that ground, and pit a second time. Nicole, how are things in race control tonight? I was trying to do the math on the dual pit stop thing because it does work at some tracks. But I am just too tired to try and figure out the math on it. Gerald Poole has just taken 8th place from Brandon Springer. He is currently 3 seconds behind Jeff Hinkle. Jeff Hinkle is currently losing time to 6th place Mark Nelson. Mark, however, is closing the gap on Cody Kennedy. He's about 3 1/4 seconds back, but gaining. Word from race control, everything is good. Only a few tempers flaring so far. "50 laps to go at Gateway." Mark D'Antuma and AJ Gaudsy have pulled away from Richie Joplin and David Garman. That gap now 1 second. And let's see if we can talk to the First Lady of BRR, our race control. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel. Nicole, it's Doug. You got me?
Gotcha.
Only a few tempers flaring so far, but are they the tempers we would expect?
No. Some are just, here and there things that people are getting loose and stuff, so right now they're still under control, but wait.
I have noticed we saw Gorman slipping a little bit. We've seen a lot of guys slipping, especially off turn 2.
Yeah, the track's a little bit slippery. When I was on it last night in the trucks, I didn't care for it that much. So, and if you get off 2 coming out of the corner, you're gonna start losing it.
We did see a couple of guys really get loose and lose a lot of ground. But now the real question is, Mark D'Antuma has been doing that from the back challenge. He's the only one that has stayed with AJ tonight. Is tonight the night that D'Antuma finally from the back gets the win?
I'm sure hoping he is. He really wants it, and I want him to get it.
I know we are cheering for him up here as well. AJ, though, has been a force to be reckoned with. We've seen him in seasons past where he just dominates. Already 3 wins and 2 poles, 6 top 5s this season. He has had one heck of a season.
Yep, he might have another sweep this weekend.
Did he? He won the trucks last night, too, I take it.
I believe he did, yeah.
Well, let's hope D'Antuma can upset the sweep, but great racing so far, great job, and I did hear before the race you are going to continue with admin as for BRR next season.
Yes, I am.
Well, it's definitely going to be great to keep you. Hopefully we keep you in race control because you do provide quite a bit of helpful insight.
All right, thanks, Doug.
Thank you. Good luck tonight. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel, in race control, and you heard her say some of the tempers are kicking up as these cars get hard to drive. The track extremely greasy out there. We've had a couple of drivers have problems. Track temp is 122 degrees. That explains why they are sliding all over. Aldi Hewins, Rick Sargent have both had a problem. Albie, what in the world happened there? He comes across the nose of Rick Sargent. Rick coming down the back straightaway. Albie just suddenly heads right. Bounces off that outside wall. Rick heavy damage, as did Albie. Rick was having a great run. That hurt. Albie Hewins is on pit road. No idea what just happened to him. Rick Sargent has now dropped back to 13th, and he is trying to limp it to pit road. That car is broke. Does look like Aaron Mason is about to come in. They are headed in 4 tires and fuel. Rick Sargent did make it to pit road. Albie Hewins has repaired and is back out. Meanwhile, AJ Godsey, Mark Dantuma still together have opened up a 2.7 second lead on Richie Joplin and David Garman. Cody Kennedy still lurking about 1.8 seconds back. Mark Nelson was gaining on Cody for a while, but now has dropped back almost 4 seconds behind. Aaron Mason on his way back out along with Rick Sargent. Both drivers, 4 tires and fuel. And Rick Sargent getting that car fully repaired as AJ Godsey goes by Aaron Mason. Rick Sargent got away. Aaron Mason, 4 fresh tires, looking under the leader. AJ slides up the track just a little bit to give Aaron the room to get by. Aaron able to drive it deeper into 3 and 4, but that opened the door. Dan Tuma almost got a run underneath AJ. Aaron Mason, Rick Sargent now just 1 lap down. The Iceman makes a very good point. They are shifting here. Albie likely did the shift from 3rd to 4th gear. The tire spun and it shot him into the outside wall. Everybody within their fuel window, less than 40 laps. They have been on these tires for right at 40 laps. Richie has a little bobble out of 2 rather. Cody Kennedy, however, has started reeling in Garmin and Richie. Aaron Mason's team saying that caution! Caution is out. Brandon Springer, Gerald Poole involved. Lap 78. Only our 3rd caution of the night. Let's see if we can back this up just a little bit. Brandon and Gerald battling into turn 1. Brandon pushes up in the middle but keeps it off Thanos. Already twitching and getting loose. He manages to gather it up. Gerald stays right on his back bumper through 3 and 4. And you heard Nicole mention the tires going away. The track temperature is high. These cars are sliding everywhere. Springer heads back down into 1 and 2. Take another look and see if we can find the incident that brought this caution out. Gerald looking to reclaim that position from Springer here. Springer was blinking a little bit. And here we go. Brandon Springer leads them through 1 and 2. Loose out of 2. Ends up in the wall. Gerald tries to get, and there was some heavy net code between the two of them. Everyone has been to pit road. Rick Sargent is back in. Aaron Mason stays out. He'll be at the tail end of the lead lap. Rick Sargent got the lucky dog. But Aaron Mason once again out there on old tires. Albie Hewins also stays out. He'll get waved around to get one of his laps back. After pit stops, AJ still has the lead. Mark Dantuma in second. Richie Joplin in third. Garmin in fourth. Cody Kennedy in fifth. Mark Nelson now to sixth. Jeff Hinkle in seventh. Kevin Reed in eighth. Mike Smith in ninth. Gerald Poole holds on to 10th. Michael Dow now up into 11th. Brandon Springer in 12th. Rick Sargent 13th. Aaron Mason in 14th. Vern Spring and Albie Hewins round out the field. Kyle, you should right about now. The lights go out on the pace car. Is this the final restart of the night? Just over 30 laps to go at Gateway. Track is definitely hot tonight. 122 degree track temp is wearing the tires. A lot of sliding around here. Why don't we watch the restart from the How to Suck at iRacing blimp? Here they come down the front straightaway. AJ fires, they are away. Green flag is back in the air. Garmin clears into second on that high line. Dantuma holds on to third. Mark Nelson, Richie Joplin battling it out for fourth. Cody Kennedy lurking just behind in 6th place. Kevin Reed on the move once again up to 7th. Huge shout out to Gerald Thanos Poole for that new graphic for us tonight. David Gorman, who started in 3rd, got caught up in the first caution, has had to work his way all the way back up here, now back in 2nd place. Mark D'Antuma, though, right behind him. D'Antuma started in 15th, has ran his way up to 3rd place. Mark Nelson in 4th, Richie Joplin in 5th, Brandon Springer, Mike Smith, Gerald Poole battling it out for 9th, 10th, and 11th. David Gorman just set the fastest lap of the race, 34.36. On the same lap that AJ set a 34.38. Mark Nelson also set a 34.38. Richie Joplin a 34.40. Richie looks back underneath Mark Nelson for 4th. Oh, little push in the middle of the turn. They continue to battle it out, letting D'Antuma, Godsey, and Gorman pull away. Cody Kennedy now mixed up in this battle. He's got Kevin Reed with him. Kevin Reed looks low through 3 and 4, tries to get underneath Kennedy. Richie Joplin has the nose ahead out of 4, but Mark the momentum up top. Gerald Poole lurks back in 10th, having cleared Mike Smith. Michael Dow now up into 12th. Rick Sargent, after that hard hit earlier, in 13th, trying to make his way forward. Jeff Hinkle sits back in 8th. He has been up there in the fight, but just does not seem to have the speed he needs tonight. AJ Godsey, David Gorman, Mark D'Antuma, all within a half second. They have a 1 1/4 second gap on Mark Nelson, Richie Joplin, Cody Kennedy, and Kevin Reed. 25 laps to go at Gateway. Oh, Gorman loose off 2. Gathers it back up. But now D'Antuma has the momentum into turn 3. Mark Nelson starting to put some space between him and Richie as he tries to reel in. Dan Tuma now just 1 second back. Richie Joplin now has the run on the high side on Mark Nelson. Richie Joplin now to fourth, sets his sights on Dan Tuma. Cody Kennedy still lurks in sixth, Kevin Reed seventh, Jeff Finkel in eighth. Brandon Springer in ninth, Gerald Poole back up into 10th. Michael Dow has worked his way up into 12th. The lap car of Vern Spring between him and 11th place, Mike Smith at the moment. Rick Sargent right on his bumper. Aaron Mason back in 14th, Vern in 15th, and Albie in 16th. Dan Tuma tried to make a move on Garmin, and he goes for it. Dan Tuma underneath through 1 and 2. They almost banged doors there. Garmin holds him off for the moment. But Dan Tuma back underneath through 3 and 4. Garmin has the momentum out of 4, but Dan Tuma still has the nose ahead and a better run into 1. While they battle, AJ continues to pull away little by little. And Garmin pulls into second place. Hey, good evening, JR. Looking forward to seeing that, buddy. "19 laps to go. Can Dan Tuma pull it off?" Garmin giving him one heck of a run for his money here tonight. But Dan Tuma clears into second place. A little bobble out of Garmin. Albie Hewins is on pit road. Now Dan Tuma 1.3 seconds behind AJ. Can he run him down? Richie Joplin now in fourth. Mark Nelson battling with Cody Kennedy for fifth. Jeff Hinkle in seventh. Kevin Reed in eighth. Closing in. Gerald Poole in ninth. Brandon Springer in 10th. AJ has a 1.4 second lead over Dan Tuma with 18 laps to go. Gerald Poole now in ninth, trying to close the gap on Kevin Reed, but Brandon Springer right behind. Michael Downs now moved up to 11th, having cleared Mike Smith. Rick Sargent followed him through into 12th. AJ's lead currently holding at about 1.5 seconds. Does Dan Tuma have anything left? Richie Joplin back in fourth is starting to close the gap on Gorman. 15 laps to go for AJ. None of these drivers are conserving anything right now. Richie Joplin in fourth, still trying to reel in. David Garman in third. Mark Nelson in fifth, managed to hold off Cody Kennedy. Jeff Hinkle now closing in on Kennedy. Kevin Reed 2.2 seconds back in eighth. Gerald Poole back in ninth and Springer in 10th. Mark D'Antuma is losing ground to the leader. AJ now 1.9 seconds ahead. Richie Joplin still trying to close in on Gorman. Jeff Hinkle has just about caught Cody Kennedy and opened up an even bigger gap on 8th place Kevin Reed. Aaron, the cautions have definitely not fallen your way. Although it is worth noting, Aaron Mason currently sits 10th in points. AJ Godsey's lead now 2.2 seconds with 10 to go. Mark D'Antuma's only hope now is AJ running out of fuel, which should not happen, or a late race caution. Mark Nelson in fifth as Cody Kennedy and Jeff Hinkle on his bumper. They continue to close the gap on 4th place, Richie Joplin. Richie now just 1.3 seconds ahead. Richie 1.4 seconds behind David Garman. Garman 1.4 behind D'Antuma. And AJ Godsey leads by 2.5 seconds at the line. Rick Sargent, even after that hard hit earlier in the race, has managed to come back to get a top 10 finish here tonight. Brandon Springer currently runs in 11th. Michael Down now back in 12th. With Mike Smith closing back in. Aaron Mason in 14th. Vern in 15th. Albie Ewens out of the race. Mark Dantuma looking for any advantage. The track is hot. It is slick. It only takes one mistake. The track temperature now up to 127. Drivers definitely having to hold on as they lose grip dramatically. Five laps to go for AJ Gotze. He has a 2.5 second lead. Has led every green flag lap here tonight. He swept at North Wilkesboro. He won in the trucks last night here and looking to pull off the win here tonight. It'll be his 4th win of the Cup season. "12 starts and 4 wins." That's a 25% win stat. That is awfully good. Mark Dantuma sits in second, has a lot of breathing room behind, but cannot make up any ground. Garmin back in third, 1.8 seconds back. Richie in fourth. Richie now has some breathing room back to Mark Nelson, Cody Kennedy, and Jeff Hinkle. Oh, little bobble out of AJ coming out of turn 2. Not significant. AJ's lead now 3 seconds as he gets 2 to go. Mark Dantuma has no answer to the speed, but Garmin is closing in on second place. Out of turn 4, AJ Gotze gets the white flag one more time around. He won the truck race last night. It will be his 4th win of the season. Coming down the back straightaway, he's got a 3.1 second lead. Has led every green flag lap here tonight. Through turn 3 and 4, no problems. He looks, sees the checkered, waving. AJ Gotze gets his 4th win of the season. Mark Dantuma coming home in second. Garmy finishes 3rd. Let's see if we can talk to our top 3, starting with Garmin. Garmy, a rough start, but a great comeback, buddy.
Yeah, about that. First, I just apologize to Kevin. I am better than that, and I knew it. I messed up, so that's why I went to the back. It didn't tell me to. No one told me to. I just did it out of respect for him, because that was a dick move, so... But, yeah, Started up front, went to the back, and then ended up third. So can't complain.
No, you really can't. I have to ask though, had you stayed up front, not made that early mistake, did you have anything for AJ tonight?
Does anybody? No.
That is true. Man, an awesome run tonight. Congratulations, buddy. Great comeback.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
Garmy comes home in third. Mark Dantuma comes home in second. Mark, I really, really, really thought tonight was the night for you.
Yeah, I just got tied up trying to get around Garmy there. He's such a clean, hard racer. Just wore my stuff out, had nothing for AJ at the end.
You did make a bit of a comeback there. You started reeling him back in. Then it looked like you just suddenly hit a wall and fell off dramatically. You managed to come home second, though, and pick up 13 spots.
Yeah, it was kind of surprised. I didn't think passing was going to be real easy here, but seemed to be fairly easy if you could get the right line down.
Well, when you came through the field the first time, it definitely, you made it look easy because you were passing everybody everywhere. It didn't matter.
Yeah, I think that was just an optical illusion, to be honest. That or a little bit of luck.
Well, man, a great job. Another great finish. Congrats, Mark.
Thanks, Doug.
Mark the Man Dantuma comes home in second, but AJ Godsey does it again. AJ, win number 4, your second sweep of the season. That's an impressive stat right there.
Yeah, car feels good. I really like this car. Just, been putting in a lot of work on the sim lately.
It is definitely showing. You dominated, led every green flag lap out here tonight, and finished with a almost 3.5 second lead, and that's after your last stop on lap 80.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know, just things are clicking right now, and been running a lot of A opens now that we're running with TWRS. So anybody looking for some fast setups, man, they got it.
Well, man, you managed to get it done here tonight. It's a great, great win. You swept the weekend and dominated the Cup race for your 4th win of the season. Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
AJ Godsey pulling off the win at Gateway. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to come back tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern. Jones BS Racing is back for their winter season finale. We will see you tomorrow night. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon for some streaming. Have a great night, everybody.